You know, obviously all the women on the panel have a very broad experience and a lot to tell us about, but we just want to tease out some of the issues. So from Dr. Paula, I'm going to try and focus on just girls with you for this first question. So as a woman on the spectrum yourself, what does this diagnosis disparity, gender disparity mean for girls? What is it like to be either undiagnosed or perhaps worse, misdiagnosed?
I think I'm going to start off by pointing out the fact that I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that I look somewhat different from the average woman in the room, you know. And this is no criticism. You all look beautiful. I think you all look stunning. But when I read the guideline to say the dress code guideline, and it said business casual, immediately I thought, oh, that's. You know, they wanted me to wear the most uncomfortable clothes possible. And the only way I can get around that is I'm going to have to use all my, because I find that the world refers to us as self-advocates. I refer to myself as an autism superhero. So I'm going to have to use all of my superpowers to overcome the discomfort of what it feels like to wear these, you know, these clothes. And so I was like, well, if I'm going to have to use my superpowers, I'm going to wear a superhero outfit. So this is my, and this is something that I think unfortunately, it's something that we can all see, but we don't want to talk about it. You know, because no one commented. I mean, I got compliments on my hair. Thank you very much. I got compliments on but nobody explicitly said, oh, you know, this, your choice, you know, but unfortunately you still get the sideways glances and the, you know, but why? You know, and that's a very challenging thing to deal with as a woman. So when I think of what it's like to be misdiagnosed, I think of myself. You know, I mean, when I looked at the question, I thought this is a great. I mean, I'm a classic example of that, because until I was in my 30s, I knew that I was different, and I knew that my life was, and the world was treating me very differently to how it was treating other women who were my age and who were from the same background as me, but I couldn't explain why. So this manifested as things like, I mean, I am now a medical translator because I taught myself Japanese, I taught myself German. I can say complicated words like Gisei Fukuko Josen, Kino Teikasho. You know what I mean? That's a very, but people would focus on the fact that I can't boil an egg, or I can't clean my room, or I can't pick up when someone's flirting with me. And it would always be these disparaging comments, not, oh, wow, you know, geez, you taught yourself a language. Hey, you got through med school. Hey, wow, you know, you emigrated on your own, you know, to a different country that you'd never been to before, because I'd never stepped foot in Germany before I moved there. I just went. None of that stuff came up. It's always the, you know, inappropriate reactions. Oh, sorry, you're not dressed the way you're supposed to be dressed. You know, you're too loud, you're too opinionated. You should sit down, be quiet. You know, these are all, and no one told me, wow, we're so amazed that, you know, you've excelled at all of these things. No, it's always putting you down. So for me personally, as a self-advocate, or as I prefer, superhero, autism superhero, I've decided that one of the biggest areas where I felt this discrimination and these negative, or the negative impact of being someone different, as I said before I gave it a name, was in the world of employment. Because especially working in, I started off in medicine, but then I switched careers and went to IT consulting, also because I taught myself programming when I was in university. See, while you guys were having friends and boyfriends and things, so this is what I was doing, right? so I switched careers and I went to Accenture. Now I was in an environment where behavior, dress code, you know, body language and all of those things were even more important than they were when I was, you know, working as a doctor. And it was extremely difficult. I found it very hard, and the outcome of that was after 4 years, I quit and started a freelance career. So my goal now is to create an environment that will embrace people with autism, to create a company, to create autism startups, to really give people the chance to shine and be commended for the things that make them different and weird. because we need that in the world. So I hope this has made a difference.
Thank you very, very much. So Beth Finkelstein, Executive